Welcome once again, everybody, to the GameShow Invitational, sponsored by Aces, eBattle, Hitbox, Plantronics, Silicon Power, as well as... I'm not even too sure if I forgot somebody or I'm trying to make up names now, but shout out to them in any case for making this happen. Of course, GameShow for even organizing this. But it is going to be a best of 3 series, the second game of it between Doverie team as well as Goomba Gaming. Game number 1 was rather exciting and had maybe an unexpected end, at least a little bit. But here we are, Goomba Gaming, 1-0 up in this series. We're HeflaTV, your English coverage. I'm Couchor, once again, joined by GrandisV. Are we gonna get just as good as a game?
One can hope. Game number 1, it was DT's game to lose. And, well, they did in the end, but they were up a full set of barracks and a melee barracks in mid. And they arguably had the better push, but it really just took one dieback on the Dragon Knight. And that was all she wrote. Very unfortunate, and at the very least for them. But I suppose it was just Goomba snatching the win out from under them. The Phantom Lancer got to a point where he was able to fight very effectively. That Abyssal Blade in the last fight, plus the scythes, filled the big hole in Goomba's draft that we kind of talked about a lot during that game. And we saw time and time again where DT were just able to TP out away from them as soon as the Yules was used by the Queen of Pain. This game around, we're going to open things up with a gyrocopter for Goomba, and one can only hope that we get to see a Divine Gyro and an exciting game as game number 1.
Yeah, Divine Rapier, I mean, it got buffed after all, right? Does more damage now?
Yeah, 330, I don't know. And gyrocopter does utilize that damage very effectively, but that's not why he's being picked up a lot. Right now, it's just because he fights very well in the early mid-game and scales well late. He kind of fits the flavor of the patch right now.
Yeah, it's definitely just an extremely strong hero, but Doverie now, they have a couple of options themselves. Visage, Beastmaster, Queen of Pain maybe as well. Queen of Pain is just pretty much, should be I think, the most popular hero in this patch currently, with 100% pick and ban rate, from what I know at least. Maybe now it's a little bit different, but it was like that yesterday or 2 days ago or so. But Doverie, we'll see if they even want to pick it up. Maybe they have some form of a pushing strategy in mind once again.
Yeah, very well. At the moment, they're going to be eating through a decent chunk of their reserve time. Nobody's disconnected, so just contemplating what they want to go for. Honestly, I think if they want to stick with their guns and go for the DK again, he played very well, Pikachu, in that first game and did well in a lane that he probably shouldn't have. Especially with the early help from the Skarath Mage applied, I think the Queen of Pain should have had a much better time. So honestly, the first pick DK, although I questioned it in the first draft, might be reasonable here as well, unless DT feel they need to switch things up, and maybe they do. They're going to switch things up with a Vengeful Spirit swap and with a Shadow Fiend pick.
It's a solid enough start, although it feels maybe a little bit more like a 6.83 draft start, just Vengeful Shadow Fiend. But they definitely synergize, lots of minus armor, and it's kind of easy to just kill a hero off. First of all, Shadow Fiend has a lot of magic damage, but even if there's a BKB, then you come in, rely on your physical damage output as well. And I highly doubt that the Shadow Fiend is gonna be the only just like single core hero for them. As for Goomba though, will they go for a support? Do they go for another just core hero of sorts? And well, it is gonna be the Queen of Pain that definitely did help them win game 1.
For sure, a lot of good Sonic Waves. They were on point. The angles were really nice. Caught a lot of heroes on max or close to max range, and really juiced the efficiency of the hero. That's, I don't know, fairly impressive and worked well for them, even though in lane didn't do as well as maybe the Queen of Pain would have liked to. Queen of Pain versus Shadow Fiend's a pretty classic matchup, and a lot of it is dictated by support rotation. So I'd like to see some supports that can roam and make things happen. Vengeful Spirit's okay, but maybe something with a little bit more oomph.
Well, Earthshaker probably would have been a pretty good one, or maybe even the Skyriff Mage, but both of those pans out by both teams. So, oh, Goomba also removing a Draw Ranger now. Definitely it would have been nice for the Shadow Fiend and even the Vengeful Spirit to get that extra little bit of damage from that Precision Aura, of course. But not to be this time.
Yeah, it would have been very scary. As you said, Shadow Fiend probably not going to be the one core for DT, although he can still function in that respect. It's always nicer to have somebody else to benefit heavily from the auras coming out from the Vengeful Spirit and the minus armor synergy that's there as well. And Draw Ranger would have fit the bill nicely. A scary amount of damage when you combine Shadow Fiend plus Draw. It's just not funny.
It's certainly true, but at the moment, over here, third pick about to come. Might be a support, might be a Lion, which maybe we don't see as often as we did in 6.83, but It's definitely still a strong enough hero, and up against the Queen of Pain or even a Gyrocopter could be nice, but it's gonna be Witch Doctor instead. Getting the Paralyzing Cask, and of course, having the amount of minus armor they get from Shadow Fiend and Vengeful, just getting that Death Ward to follow is some more synergy in their lineup.
Then again, Death Ward is also very easy to steal, and that's going to feed into Goomba's Rubik pick, which is always nice. There's a decent repertoire of spells already in the pool, but more than anything, this is going to give Goomba some reliable lockdown. Already they have more than they did last game with Lift, Rocket, and well, Queen of Pain can always build into Yule's or Scythe, as we saw in game number 1.
Yeah, they probably themselves as well thought like, God damn, this game could have been so much easier if we just had like one proper stun at the very least, if not more. So this time around, not gonna make the same mistake. Although they won the game in the end, it could have been a lot easier in all honesty. But Doverie now, they do need more cores. They need a safe laner as well as an offlaner. Offlaners, all of them still pretty much in the pool. And which one could they even go for? Centaur is always decent, just more lockdown, more burst, but Centaur doesn't seem to be favored at all almost. And oh, it's gonna be a Darkseer. It does combo reasonably well with like the Requiem of Souls, for example, so that's nice.
And late game, Aghanim Scepter Death Ward plus Vacuum is one of the best combos with Vacuum as far as damage is concerned. Getting people so clumped up where you get all of the bounces going, it's pretty cool. I'm not sure if it...
Rubik has to steal Vacuum into Sonic Wave and cooldown.
Yes, I think that's the bigger thing. I don't know. The AoE combos from both sides are very potent. I'm not sure if I like the Darkseer pick here over something like the Centaur that you were talking about, or even just a more precision initiation hero like a Bat Rider or something along those lines. But he's still going to be able to do the job nicely. It's going to be that precision-based initiation hero for Goomba. It's going to be a Clockwork. If he isolates the Witch Doctor in particular, it's very easy kills there, and to a lesser extent, like the Shadow Fiend, Darkseer, and Venge are also not immune when you have follow-up coming out from the Queen of Pain or Gyro.
Yeah, Clockwork definitely I like here as well, because you're going to have that homing missile, getting a little bit of extra time to land maybe. Or of course the cooldown to just get the first homing missile, and then the second one will most likely also land. The thing is, Darkseer is probably not the hero you want to catch there, because the Ion Shell will be pretty painful towards yourself as well. But this game, the Darkseer, that wall, although yes, the duration was increased and whatnot, it's not gonna get as much value because Goomba, they just don't have stat-based carries at the moment.
Yeah, Gyrocopter generally builds into green damage, and even though sometimes we'll see Manta Style on Gyrocopter, it's mostly just to build the yacht into it. His illusions aren't particularly very impressive. Nothing along the lines of like a Dusa, Luna. Those are really the heroes where you like to have Darkseer for the wall. I think this is mostly for early Ion Shell aggression. Maybe they're going to pick up somebody that really benefits from that. But I don't know, they already have 2 of their supports. I usually would suggest something like a Spirit Breaker, but it doesn't seem that they have room for that in their draft. Yeah, the Darkseer pick is still kind of a question mark for me.
Yeah, it's, well, I suppose he did also get buffed for the duration of that Ion Shell, 5 seconds extra now. But
it does help you farm quite a bit.
That's true enough, but I'm still not too sure like how well he's gonna do in the team fights and everything. It definitely heavily depends on how well his laning goes, and at the moment he's probably gonna be up against Gyro, Rubik +1, since I'm not too sure if Clockwork or if Goomba would even want to go for an aggressive tri lane. They definitely could with Gyro, Rubik, and just +1, maybe even like an Ancient Aberration, for example. But leaving Clockwork against Darkseer may not be the easiest of lanes for Clock.
No, and Darkseer does pretty well against Gyrocopter, a fairly low-range hero that has very low HP pool, so Ion Shell's very annoying for him. But with just the Rubik and Gyrocopter, they have killing potential already on the Darkseer if they lift him after the surge. And if they have just any further disable, it doesn't really matter what it is, maybe something like a Lina for Goomba Gaming. That Darkseer's not going to be living very long in the lane.
I actually wouldn't even mind the Lina. Haven't seen all that much of her, unfortunately, now, but I think
I'm actually really surprised how much she's fallen off. I don't think the nerfs really hurt her that much.
Yeah, it's just some heroes randomly fall off. For example, I think like Jakiro's nerf wasn't that massive to the Liquid Fire, but completely just people stopped playing him, and oh, Goomba, they timed out and didn't ban a hero.
It's not something we see very often, but Yeah, it is what it is. I'm not sure what they would have banned given the situation where they could go back and choose it. Um, yeah, it'll be very interesting. A pick I'd love to see would maybe be something like a Slardar or a Sven, just a really hard-hitting melee blink initiator that combos pretty well with the Darkseer.
It might come out because it would be additional synergy for the minus armor, of course, but it is going to be a Slark instead. It's a solid enough follow-up, I suppose, with Dark Pack damage-wise, but Pounce unfortunately only lands onto one hero, although that would be pretty sick if Pounce landed on multiple heroes like that. As for Goomba though, it's gonna be an Enchantress last pick, and that's just gonna make Darkseer's life a little bit easier on lane, if nothing else.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, then again, maybe it's not going to. It depends on how active Enchantress is at focusing on that bottom lane. But for the most part, I'd expect her to throw her creep help mid to assist the Queen of Pain versus the Shadow Fiend. I think the Slark is a reasonable pick. As you said, he's pretty good, although maybe not comboing with the Darkseer as well as something like a Sven. I think he's more reliable a carry. And the lockdown that Goomba have isn't particularly the greatest. Yeah, Rubik lift is usually fairly easy to purge off, and even if you do get lifted, the damage follow-up from Goomba, although okay, might not be enough to get him before he's able to Shadow Dance away, especially if the Queen of Pain isn't involved.
So we'll see, as everybody's trying at least to pick up their heroes. Probably somebody's AFKing like always, and we're gonna have a pause at the start. Oh, what do we know?
There we go.
What a shocker! What a shocker this was.
Yeah, no big surprises there. We can go ahead and introduce our teams as we just wait for everybody to come into the lobby or into the actual game. For the Radiant side, it's going to be Goomba with a moment playing on the Enchantress, CD on the Rubik, RMN on the Gyrocopter, Chill on the Clockwork, and Bakemono on the Queen of Pain.
And for Doverie, we are gonna have Art playing Dimensional Spirit with Arc on the Slark, Chimera playing the Witch Doctor with Orbit on the Darkseer, and the last one is going to be Pikachu playing the Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, he played pretty well on the Dragon Knight in game number 1, so he definitely has the potential to do well in this matchup, although this time again he's going to have to deal with, or he's going to have some really annoying harass coming out from the Enchantress, presumably, if she finds a good creep for it. Have I disconnected?
Oh no, never mind. It's me. All is fine.
Okay, I was really concerned there. It was very, very quiet.
Yeah, it was me having my microphones muted. For a second I thought like, oh, maybe you did disconnect, but just from the game. But it's fine, it's fine. Although Doverie, they had the Darkseer and the Shadow Fiend missing earlier. Darkseer came back, and then the Slark went AWOL on us. So, okay, it's cosmetic time again. Whoa, Darkseer?
It's cosmetic. That time again, really? Okay.
I haven't seen this Darkseer, although it's not like massive or anything. It's just some things coming out of his pack.
Yeah, pretty much. It's an alright set, but nothing too flashy.
Although Darkseer by himself already looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't think he needs very much. He could just have his little, I don't know, head plates. I don't know what to call them.
What? I guess they are head plate, head band, I don't know. Although it actually connects as well from the back. It must be just custom made, otherwise I don't think it will fit that well.
No, some sort of custom-made helmet that doesn't protect the front of your forehead.
Extremely, extremely beneficial. That's not designed to just make war. Of course, Darkseer probably... Well, his punch is pretty strong, but probably not the kind of hero or unit or whatever to just actually go into a fist fight.
I don't know, I think he could hold his own. It would be really fun to play like a, I don't know, Mask of Madness right-clicking Darkseer. Just karate chop people.
Well, you have that option. Just whisper him at the moment. Go Mask of Madness.
Mask of Madness Armlet Basher. Go, go, go.
That would be sick. And... Well, in pubs, I wouldn't even wonder if it worked out every now and then.
I mean, in pubs, every once in a while you get a game that you just cannot lose. The enemy team's throwing so hard that you could actually just build anything. And I think those are the games that you'd win with it.
I don't think. Well, there are games that you probably cannot lose, but I'm not too sure how big of a supporter I am of. You absolutely cannot lose that game
Oh
anymore.
no, no, you could, but by yourself you couldn't lose the game. It would involve other teammates feeding. Like even if you like, I don't know, walked down mid, fed your courier every time, killed yourself, fed yourself to the carry, and you can't lose then. It would involve multiple people doing it. I don't know. And then when you're balling out of control and you have a Mask of Madness Armor Basher, you shouldn't be dying. You're gonna get so many bashes.
Probably so. And oh, okay. At least Goomba are saying that they have time. I'm not too sure if Doverie actually understand that. I don't believe anybody of them is German, but maybe they are. I don't know.
Who knows?
Okay, fast coffee break is what Chill said.
Yeah, I mean, I can guess at what coffee pause means.
But you don't know the first word. You don't know the first word. Oh wow. Just I really love that Doverie. They're like not saying anything. Maybe it's just because Goomba are saying stuff in a language that they don't. Okay. Okay. There's probably like a YouTube series, right? Luck is no excuse.
Uh-huh.
And he's asking if anybody has seen the newest one.
I have not.
Yeah, Blacklight is asking as well. Which new one? Man, German is so easy. At least to read or understand. If you know English, then like learning German on a really basic level is probably rather easy.
Yep, I could learn elementary German. Maybe. I don't know. Languages do not come easy to me.
It's probably easier when you're young because, well, I almost certainly learned to understand German before English, for example, because I was watching German cartoons when I was like really young. But everything is easier or easily obtained when you're young somehow. The growing brain just absorbs information like nothing else.
Yep.
Come on, guys! Just give us some information.
I would like to know what's going on with their players. I don't know. I do not know.
They're just AFKing for fun. It's a strategy. Piss off your enemy so they won't be playing normally.
I mean, if I'm Goomba, I'm not mad. I won game number 1. I'm having a coffee break. Like I'm just chilling. There's nothing wrong. How long is the pause time limit this tournament? Is there one?
I'm not too sure if there's even a proper rule set for this. There probably is. I'm hoping there is, but I don't think
That
the
sounds
rule set is
suspect.
on their website at least. That much I know that it shouldn't be there. But let me check if I can find their website even. Okay, so content. It's like participants, ranking and results. No, info hub has not been created yet. There's like a menu for it, but it doesn't link to anything yet.
I'm not sure.
So we can talk about internet problems. Okay, so we have
Fair
some.
enough. At least we have something to go off of.
Oh, they're calling the provider, so it's really bad. Okay,
Oh, I see.
that's getting a
No,
little
we
bit
could be
worse.
here for a while.
But we can talk about our upcoming games or our upcoming schedule. So for tomorrow, oh wow, we're gonna have 2 games tomorrow as well. Games are just appearing out of nowhere. First it was 0, now it is 2. But tomorrow then we're gonna have Basically Unknown versus NL, which is I don't even remember who at the moment. But that is the game at 16 CEST. At 19 CEST we're gonna have Chappa versus CTID. And that CTID already lost yesterday versus 4 Clover and Leprechaun, which means that it's going to be the so-called losers match in the GSL format. So the loser of that one will be completely out of this tournament already. On the 8th of May, we're going to have Vega Squadron versus Immortal and Fiskestanga versus Moscow 5. The Fiskestanga versus Moscow 5 should actually be a pretty damn great game. But also, most important of all, this weekend, MPGL, the Mineski Pro Gaming League Finals in Malaysia are going to happen. A couple of us, Mike Loris and HeflaTV are going to fly over and bring that action to you live. Oh, Danali is also flying there, right?
I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure if Heflamook's actually casting in Malaysia. We'll have to
Yeah,
see how
I
that
think
actually
Hefla is
shakes
probably
down.
like on interviews or something. Danieli is the host, I believe. Don't even know that much because they're flying there, not us. We're gonna be here,
Yeah.
the online slaves.
Yep.
It's fine to be honest because Mike has to like travel for 24 hours plus one way.
Yeah,
Doesn't
that's not
sound too
fun.
enticing.
I mean, I've gone on like 20-hour car rides with the family, so I don't know. I'd imagine it's like that, but worse because you're in a plane. And personally, I hate being in a plane because I am quite a large gentleman, or I don't know, boy. I don't know what you want to call me, but either way, yeah, I'm
Gentleman.
like, yeah, we'll stick with gentleman. I'm like 6'4", so they cram you in these little sardine chairs. It's not great.
I don't even know what 6'4" translates into, man.
Um,
I know it's like it's probably around 190, right? 1.9 meters almost or something.
I mean, I could always just
Google.
check. Right, okay, so it's 1.9. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, I was so close, man. I know that 6.1 is probably what I'm at almost or something. It's like 1.84. I think it's like 6.1 or something. I don't even know. 6 something. Oh, actually, the conversion should be more or less right. 1 inch? Or, yeah, 1 inch. Not inch, I don't know. It's like 6 is 1.8 meters or something, so it's like 30 centimeters per. Is it inch? Does the 6 stand for inch, or what does it stand for?
6 feet 4 inches.
Oh, it's feet. Oh, yeah, feet. Of course, it makes sense. So, yeah,
Yeah.
1 feet is more or less like 0.3 meters, I believe.
4 inches tall would be, or yeah, like
I
I
was
don't know.
like, inch can't be right, but I was like, completely blanking out. Of course, it's feet.
Yeah,
But,
it's
uh,
inches, feet, yards.
I don't even know why. Yards are the most retarded units of measurement, I think.
Why?
They just are.
Okay.
Why can't in general the world have like a unified thing?
I
Also for
am
temperature it's like Fahrenheit, Celsius, and I don't know, just
I am all for switching over to the imperial system. Like we're yeah, I'd be fine with that actually.
okay. Whose faces does Perry
Not the
Planeta?
imperial system. What am I talking about? Metric system.
Metric system.
British imperial system. We'll just go over to that. That's fine.
Man,
Yeah.
don't go over to British systems, man. Go rather American than British, man.
Maybe. Maybe.
The worst of man, those don't matter to be honest. Like meters, whatever, miles, don't care. But different types of electricity, so to say, is what's most retarded. You have to like carry around adapters and whatnot if you go to other countries. Now that's retarded because that's like actually inconvenient.
Yes. Yes, it is.
So we're not getting anywhere closer. It looks like with
But who decides
2023.
on the standard, right? Like, if somebody in the US wants it, they're going to, like, let's just say, let's stick with inches and feet. They don't want to move over to meters. That's no fun. Or what are you going to do? You have to measure everything in liters now. You can't just, I don't know, use cups in your recipes. Old grandma's bread recipe doesn't work anymore.
Well, is cups like a legitimate measurement
Yeah.
unit?
Yeah, it is. Teaspoons, tablespoons,
I
cups.
mean, but I think every place uses that like teaspoonful of something, and I know we do at least in Estonia.
I see.
So that's probably universal because I mean that's just a set amount of size which doesn't rely whether it's like on centimeters or liters or whatever, just because the cup is a size of its own, and that's like universal. It's like plates are universal, so to say, or like forks. I don't know.
No, it's not like plates or forks. Like, it's an actual standard unit of measurement, a teaspoon. Not just like a pinch, like a pinch of salt.
But who determines the size of that cup?
I don't know. Some dude.
I mean, for teaspoons, they're probably all like similar in size, like everywhere around the world. But
But a
a
teaspoon
cup,
isn't like the size of a teaspoon, right? Like it's just
it's
a
small.
It's just a teaspoon. I don't know. This is going nowhere and really fast too. Alrighty then.
But that's the best place to go, nowhere. What are you doing with your life? Nothing. What are your plans?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Staring at a paused video game screen.
By the way, this Queen of Pain haircut. Is that supposed to be Star Warsy?
Star Warsy?
Star Warsy, yes, the Queen of Pain haircut.
I'm not sure that's the read I'm getting off of it.
Where
Like, what about that says Star Wars to you?
just Star Wars hairstyle, like they had it in Star Wars.
I mean, it's not like the Leia bun. It's
No, it's not like the Leia, but it's something that I would maybe see there, expect to see there.
It looks like we are remaking. Oh joy.
Okay. Oh, so it looks like Doverie are gonna have to get a stand-in for this by the looks of it. So they probably like poked the admins in Skype or something, so remake it is. Yes.
Hooray!
Woo! Makes me so happy. I'm all tingly inside. I don't know. Goddamn remakes. At least it's progress. Any kind of progress.
Yes, we're moving away from the pause screen. That's the most important thing.
Yes, because watching the lobby is much better.
Yeah.
Man, I can go. I can finally check what's actually in the compendium now.
I mean, there's a lot of good stuff.
Wow. Okay, so at the moment in my friends list I have just a second. Like 1, 2, 18 people in Dota, and out of those, only 2. Oh, make it 3, 4 do not own the compendium. 5. God, I can't read at all.
Those 5 people.
They don't support enough. What level compendium do you have?
I have a level 100 compendium.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I don't. Do you get points for playing?
No, not really.
Okay.
You can get
So you
point
just
drops.
purchased the level 100.
Yeah, pretty much. I think I got 2 levels from playing.
Okay. I mean, I just got the level 50, but is there any good stuff above 50?
There's that really sexy Enigma immortal that I am tempted by.
Oh. Man, that comic or whatever about it was pretty nice.
Oh yeah, I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was like, first of all, I was like, eh. But then I like read the first page and I was like, oh, okay, good enough. Interesting, intriguing, let's go. Oh, looks like Lolik is the stand-in for... I can't even remember who left at the moment, in all honesty.
Alrighty then. Apparently a pinch is exactly 1/8 of a teaspoon. So a pinch is a thing. I thought that was actually just a pinch. Okay, I've been... I've been wrong all
You've been
my
misled
life.
your entire life. Go commit seppuku now. It's no point living.
My pinch of salt is now wrong.
To be honest,
Oh dear.
why the hell would a pinch be an exact unit? It's like, it's not like every people's pinch is the same.
But why would a teaspoon be an exact unit?
Because
I don't know.
teaspoons are probably like the same size everywhere.
Of pain.
Okay, I think we'll just have to table that conversation for another time. We have a minute until this game starts. And for real this
Given
time.
that there are no pauses, man, how can you be so optimistic in a game of Dota?
I am optimistic.
You have to be optimistic because otherwise you'll be blowing your brains out right now.
I would not be a happy camper. I have to maintain my optimism. This should be an entertaining game. Lolik is a decent stand-in. I don't think he's going to stop them from playing very effectively. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know how they're going to function as a team. They seem to rely pretty heavily on the Dragonite doing well in game number 1, so maybe that is going to shake things for the worse, but I want a good match. And I hope these teams deliver.
I want a bad match. I want a bad
Oh,
game.
okay. Alrighty then.
The controversy, man, the controversy. No, but it should be good. Hopefully it is gonna be good. At least we're seeing Darkseer. I mean, even though it may not be the strongest hero at the moment in the meta, it's a hero that I've always enjoyed myself, at least. So, hoping for great things from him. And of course, I'm hoping for some just massive Enchantress action as well. Last game we had an Enchantress, but really didn't feel the impact of him at all.
Yeah, the early game Enchantress ganks really weren't there. There was a couple of creeps that meandered mid, but that was about it. Okay, so we're unpaused. We're actually in a game, so let's go ahead and introduce our teams. On the Radiant side is Goomba up game number 1 in this best of 3. They're going to smoke up with Chill leading the charge on the Clockwork Enchantress played by Moment, EDE on the Rubik, Queen of Pain by Bakemono, and, well, the King of the Plane, Gyrocopter, is going to be played by RMN.
Art on the other side is on the Vengeful Spirit, might get caught in again. They have vision, but Paralyzing Cast, nope, ED did it to the Kinesis. Oh, never mind, yes he did. Art, he's probably gonna go down. Shadow Strike to slow him, and it is gonna be RMN to claim the first blood. But to introduce the rest of the lineup, Ark is on the Slark, leaving Chimera on the Witch Doctor with Lolik handling the Shadowfen mid lane, and Orbit will be the last one on the off lane Darkseer.
Alrighty then, now that that's been settled and first blood has been drawn, Goomba are going to be pretty happy with their small advantage that they've started things off. Let's see, the first blood gold was given the way of the Gyrocopter, probably one of the best heroes to pick that up. He can start the game off with a Basilius straight up if he wants to go for that. This is a lot of regen up on your Gyrocopter. He's actually opted for Healing Salve Mango, and pretty much as you can jam-pack into that first starting build. Ark is going to sit on the bounty rune, he's going to get it, but now can he get out? He's going to be lifted up, he has a pounce, but body blocked it up by Chill. He's going to be stuck on the high ground. No, Ark is there for 20 seconds. He's not going to tick down to that poison, or will he? He's going to drop very low, he's going to tango up, and will survive. He needs a little bit of assistance. It would be amazing if they could keep him up on that cliff, but even so, it's going to be some wasted time, as Slark is going to have to go all the way back to base or ferry out of south. He chose the latter, so that costs him 100 gold.
Yeah, it's probably maybe even the better choice as well, because if he goes back to lane, he's just gonna lack a lot of mana, gonna lack a lot of health as well, so he may have to go all the way back home. Or never mind, he does pounce to the low ground anyway. And just left the courier there as it was, healing. Oh, never mind, I thought the TP is coming out. I'm just spouting nonsense here, but Chill does enjoy a little free XP, gonna guaranteed hit level 2 from this creep wave here. Oh, in the meantime, Orbit taking a lot of harassment from the Rocket Barrage. The change to that is just so beneficial for the Gyrocopter, being able to run somebody down and easily activate Rocket Barrage while running them down.
Yeah, it was one of the hardest things about Gyrocopter before they made that change, was chasing somebody and then you'd have to decide whether or not you could actually afford to get Rocket Barrage out. But now you don't have to make that decision. You just keep on running, and with boots up on the Gyro and no boots up on the Darkseer until he gets Surge available, that's going to constantly be a lot of damage. Up towards top, Chill is burning completely out the Slark's mana, down to 2, there's no pounce available, and Ark is not looking too healthy. He's going to be forced to salve sooner rather than later. Gank in mid, they'll pull back the Shadow Fiend into a net, another kill for the Goomba side. Even though there's a magic missile, Art is a little too late to save his SF.
So Bakemono gets himself a kill, has been part of one assist, about to hit level 3. Top lane Chill, knowing that Ark is out of mana, also can rather easily just stay there, even contest for last hits or denies, just because without the pounce, only the Witch Doctor being there, there's almost no way they're actually gonna get the kill. So the start for Goomba is rather explosive for now. Orbit is going into the enemy jungle, but the Alpha Wolf camp, maybe not the best to farm up. He's gonna drag it out, so there's gonna be minimal uptime in just the wolves actually attacking, but even then, the Alpha Wolf Aura, getting those crits, they do hurt quite a bit.
And now EDE coming in with a haste is going to intercept Orbit, pulled up and now into a Rocket Barrage. Orbit's down, and Gyrocopter gets yet another kill. 2-0-0 on the Gyro at about 2 minutes into the game. It doesn't get much better for RMN.
It certainly does not, so Goomba. Well, last game they didn't get off to that great of a start, I believe. Doverie took a kill advantage early on as well. I'm not entirely sure about that one, but oh, mid lane. Blink forward, he gets the slow onto Lolik, and now just gonna chase him down with those right clicks. Only one pointed to the Scream of Pain, but it's gonna be enough with one more attack. The bottle charge just... For a second I thought it might be enough, but not quite. So another kill, 4-0, and we're not even 3 minutes in.
Yeah, this is really starting to get out of hand for DT, even though the game has just started. The offlane clock is sitting at level 4 3 minutes into the game. That's perfect. Clockwork is an offlaner that, by design, shouldn't be doing this well in lane, but since it's just a Witch Doctor and Slark that he has to deal, since Venge is occupied in mid, he's getting a lot. Queen of Pain, even though the Vengeful Spirit's there, is still getting a lot. Now they find Orbit again. The Rocket Barrage damage is there, and Orbit can't surge out of there. It's on cooldown. He's going to end up going down yet another time for the Rubik. EDE picks up that last hit.
Yeah, and if ED wants, he's gonna get himself arcane boots within like 50 gold. That's almost unheard of, just having boots. I think he started with boots though, but even then, Gonna be extremely fast. Top lane Chill is level 4 as well already. Compared that to the Darkseer. Well, in levels I guess isn't even doing that bad. And now just forced into the jungle, but there is a triple stack. The thing is though, is it more beneficial for the Darkseer to get that one or the Shadow Fiend?
Let's see. At the moment, I'd probably say Shadow Fiend, but regardless, we'll just have to wait and see. The Darkseer is going to go back into the woods and look for a little bit of a stack. He does have a decent chunk of creeps there to work with, but not high enough level to where he can comfortably farm it. Instead, he's going to go ahead and go for those Alpha Wolves another time. Bakemono going to pick up an Invis rune, and Queen of Pain is almost at level 6. This could go terribly for Lolik. If the Queen of Pain gets that ultimate up and running, could just jump out of nowhere and assassinate him. She sees the Vengeful Spirit up on the high ground. The creeps are going to die very shortly, and Queen of Pain just needs one more of them to fall before jumping. The Enchantress isn't close by and doesn't have the greatest of ganking creeps, so instead Bakemono is going to just farm under the tower for the time being. Yes. But even so, a lot of pressure can be applied. She's level 6.
And Doverie, I mean, they haven't seen the Queen of Pain for some time. I don't think they knew about that Invis either, but Bakemono, even though she has been extremely patient here, don't think he's gonna find a kill as top lane. Never mind. Nothing happening. Arc still out of mana. That early just, well, almost death with him pouncing to the high ground. It's hurt him so much. I mean, he's still getting his own last hits, but they're not getting any form of like lane control over the Clockwork.
No, Clockwork's going to have his level 6, very fast timing, and with it, can very easily get kills on the Witch Doctor, and heck, even the Slark. If Arc doesn't have mana to pounce out of those cogs or stop that damage, Clockwork could even kill him off. And Arc is completely out of mana, as he has been for the majority of this laning stage with the amount of mana burn applied by the power cogs. Unfortunately for the Clockwork, he's going to have to go back to base before he can gank with that level 6, but he's going to have it after just one more creep in lane if it's not denied.
So game looking pretty damn solid at the moment. Also a moment on the Enchantress, already level 5. I do believe last game Doveriet's Enchantress was like level 4, 8 minutes in or something crazy like that. But a moment, do you think those Gloves of Haste are going to be turned into Midas?
Let's see, probably. On Enchantress, it's the usual item progression. If the next couple minutes of the game go poorly for the Ench, you might consider going just back off for the treads. It's not a big loss. The extra strength is really nice to have, as is the attack speed. But if this gank works out, I'd be tempted to say that you're right, and Hand of Midas is the item of choice. Art potentially going to bump into these creeps. She has another enchant. If she wants to keep that centaur alive, she ends up doing it. Now they're going to turn around, but the smoke has since popped. Vengeful Spirit spotted that out, and the gank should fail.
Yeah, they might still find something, because yes, there are a lot of pings, but oh, never mind. They're gonna try to pincer them, possibly. Orbit comes in, and without the Gyrocopter being there with the Rocket Barrage, they can't really go, so Orbit just gonna claim himself a center, maybe even the Hellbear as well.
Even so, it does cost some TPs on the DT side, so it's probably a fairly even trade, even though they do lose 2 of the Enchantress creeps, which, although annoying, isn't going to stop the Enchantress too much. She's going to go ahead and go into the enemy woods because she can. I'm not sure there's much that DT can do to punish this, and in mid lane, they are going to jump into the Shadow Fiend, apply the poison, but decide against actually committing for that kill. But if Lolik sticks around, the next time around, Queen of Pain probably not going to be so merciful, and we'll just drop the hammer.
Enchantress might be in trouble, but gets stomped by that centaur. There's the Fate Bolt as well, and with the telekinesis and a few more attacks, a kill is there anyway. Top lane though, Chill in some trouble. Can he get the cogs? Never mind, on cooldown already. Dark Pact, a few more attacks, but nope. Magic Stick to the rescue just before the lethal attacks came in. So even survives that 3-man gank, but at least finally there is some pressure on the Clockwork.
Yeah, but even with that pressure, I think it's a little too late. He's level 7 on Chill, and he has full mana. If the Witch Doctor sticks around, that could just be the death of him if he finds a good hookshot angle. Chill is pretty low. He's firing out a salve at the moment, but once he has that, the Witch Doctor is at an innate risk. And the kill in mid, Lolik wasn't even able to get off a single raise, and although that's usually how you respond to an Enchantress gank, so she does have so little HP, Goomba seem to be getting everything they want out of this map. The SF is farming well, but he's died 3 times, so that pretty much takes away any advantage they got there. The Gyrocopter, although not going greedy with his items, has Power Treads Aquila already, and is well on his way towards whatever his next item may be. ED's waiting in the wings, looking for the Darkseer. If they can get a lift, that could just be his death. And speaking of death, it's going to be one in the Witch Doctor. That's your first usage of Clockwork Hookshot, and a fairly decent one it was too. They'll be able to get a tier 1 tower down bottom as well.
Chill probably will lose his life though. Shadow Races come in, Lolik came to help out. So he's gonna pay the price, and it's definitely the better kill for the dire side. But even then, they're still about 5k, even more net worth behind 8 minutes in. XP also around the 5k mark, so Goomba, if they can just keep up this kind of pressure and the amount of kills that they're getting, maybe even forcing a couple of extra towers, they're looking extremely strong to just maybe even end this game early. But of course, we have to take into account that once the Darkseer hits like level 10, 11, maybe 12, high ground pushes definitely aren't going to be easy. Shadow races to clearing up the creep waves and just running into a Darkseer vacuum plus wall combination. As
Okay then.
Chill, hookshot, 14 seconds on cooldown, so we'll see if he's going to be able to just get another kill with it, then the Enchantress gets the Midas.
Yeah, 9 minutes in. It's a fairly fast one for a support hero, although not the fastest. If you just AFK jungle, you'd probably get it a little bit quicker than Enchantress's current mark, but she's been active around the map and has been involved in 3 kills for the team, so that's more than worth it for the Enchantress herself. The Gyrocopter's been pretty quiet down towards bottom, is going to be working towards the helm, almost has that up, and once they do, they can start stacking very liberally, as the Gyrocopter as well as the Queen of Pain can farm up the jungle stacks, and Gyro eventually can take out Ancient, so there's no reason to let that go to waste. There's more than enough space for everybody. Vengeful Spirit gets blown up over in the sidelines by the Queen of Pain, and well, there's not anything the Slark can do. That was just a very clean pickup for Bakemono.
Yeah, it's just Vengeful Spirit is just squishy enough for you to finish her up with Scream of Pain, Sonic Wave, and don't really even need the Shadow Strike. And Queen of Pain definitely has plenty of mana left, as in entirely full bottle, even a bounty rune still in it as well. And they're gonna go for the tier 1, they may not be able to clean it up quite yet, but the pressure is still applied. And Gyrocopter now has the Helm of the Dominator finished up, heading towards the jungle, gonna find a centaur if that's the one he wants to dominate. Well, as good a creep as any, I suppose. Does see a double damage now, may want to go and pick it up.
Tier 1 tower in mid's going to fall to Bakemono as well as the Rubik. They should get this last hit as well. A little bit of extra gold for the Queen of Pain towards her Orchid Malevolence. Goomba are starting to control the map, and I'm not sure what DT can actually do to stop this. Their Slark is well far away from actually having a Shadow Blade. It's probably going to be the Shadow Fiend to set things up, but his item progression is also pretty shot. They don't have any clear initiators. Darkseer is an offlaner, takes a while to get online, although level 7. He can offer Ion Shell, it's not enough up towards top. Hookshot catches out Witch Doctor again. A very, very easy kill for Chill. Now he's just going to straight up TP. Nobody cancel that. Close enough. Vengeful Spirit is a little too far to the right.
And that was actually pretty brilliant. He gets the kill, he escapes, throws out a couple of TPs, and suddenly, what does the dire side have left to defend this tier 2? Absolutely nothing. There's gonna be a Darkseer, but he can't really stop this push from happening. And with this tower down, Bakemono, the Queen of Pain, getting the last hit, that's gonna be almost his second Oblivion Staff. And that's probably gonna be the fastest Orchid today that we're gonna see, unless the Queen of Pain starts dying as all goes mid lane with the double damage. No Sonic Wave, so might not be able to finish up that kill. Needed that one extra attack, but unable to get it.
If she had the second Oblivion Staff in her inventory, that might have been a kill, but I don't know. Plus doesn't cut it, and Queen of Pain is going to have that delayed a little bit. But even so, after going for so many small items, getting the Orchid at this timing is very nice. Arc is dropping low over in the sidelines as he farms up, but he knows there's no ward vision, so the chances of Clockwork sniping him are very limited. He'll just be happy that he keeps on farming it up. Centaur Conqueror is going to scout out the Slark as he rotates through the woods, looking for the Enchantress potentially. But now that the Queen of Pain's coming in, they're going to blink Sonic Wave and obliterate the Slark. Holy cow, he died quickly.
That's just the power of Queen of Pain, especially once Queen of Pain gets ahead in the game as well. Level 11, 12 minutes in. Level 2 Sonic Wave. There's just not many heroes who can survive that, even if they're completely at full health. And now Bakemono, he is about 200 gold shy of getting that Orchid completely finished up, and that's a scary timing. 13 minutes in with a bottle, magic wand, and power treads all finished up. And it's not like the Queen of Pain by herself is farmed up. Pretty much everybody is. Only the Slark as well as the Shadow Fiend are doing anything at all this game in farm-wise for the dire side.
And I'm not even sure if you can say that the Slark is farmed. He's very far away from having a Shadow Blade or having a Blink or any way to contribute to these fights. The Shadow Fiend has a decent amount of damage, but he seems to be rushing straight towards BKB because he feels forced to, and Goomba have so many ways to get initiations. There's a wall over in the sidelines, but that illusion hardly does anything. The Requiem, however, is going to do quite a chunk of damage to the Gyrocopter, but turned around with the call down and the Blinken for the Queen of Pain. They're going to lose their Shadow Fiend. ED is going to get the lift up on the Vengeful Spirit. Hold back. Arc is going to get a long-range pounce off on the Rubik, and at least that's something. A blink away from Bakemono is going to keep her alive, but they lost their SF, and that's just not affordable for them. There's no hookshot up for Chill. It's on cooldown for 40 seconds or so, so there won't be another reinitiation, at least soon. It's a one-for-one trade, and it's scary that that was worth more gold for Goomba, but now that they lose their Slark to Bakemono, it's going to take away any advantage that they got from that Rubik pickoff. This game is falling off the rails, and very quickly, too. They just don't have anything available that they can fight with. Oh my goodness. Hopefully
It's
I'm
fine.
not just...
It's fine again.
Oh.
I'm such a noob, it's unbelievable. But
Alrighty then.
at the moment, it's just the fact that Doverie, they have to kind of stay in this, not lose their heads or anything, and hope that there's just going to be mistakes made by Goomba, because knowing that they're so far behind Bakemono, for example, this one blinks forward, but the hookshot buys enough time for Bakemono to survive. Art gonna go down, couldn't stun, and there's the call down as well. Perfect, just hold it. Arc, he blinks, or rather pounces into it, has himself a Shadow Amulet, but with the Sonic Wave, down he goes, and Bakemono 8-0-3. He's living up to his name, because his name in Japanese means monster.
Yeah, and he is this game. It's really working perfectly for Goomba. That could have been a mistake for the Queen of Pain, but she got the instant silence off on the Vengeful Spirit, so there wasn't a magic missile to stop Bakemono from going for any further damage, and then the Clockwork Hookshot was right when prescribed. Goomba seemingly everywhere. They had enough to counteract that. The only hero that's higher farmed than the supports of Goomba is the Shadow Fiend, and even then he just got overtaken by the Enchantress as they take that tier 2, and Rubik is only about 600 gold behind him. He has a Blink Dagger on the Rubik, and even the Shadow Fiend, he's gone for so many small items, which is normal for SFs. It's not bad, don't get me wrong, but a Blink Rubik can do a lot more than the Shadow Fiend in this case. Every single one of Goomba's heroes is a force to be reckoned with by themselves, and as a team, I'm not sure they can do it.
Just look at the Slark at the moment. Being in the Shadow Amulet, for more or less no good reason as Art. Silenced up, but with the Magic Stick, is going to be able to survive the Soul Burn at least. But this tier 2, I don't expect it to stand for long.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Ark can find a cheeky pickoff on the backlines, but even so, this Slark has no HP really to work with. He has Power Tread, so he'll be sitting at just under 900 or so, but that's not near enough. Tier 2 tower is going to end up falling. Ark is a living ward, and, well, lucky enough for his team, they don't know about it. Really cheeky usage of the amulet, but I don't think it's going to end up paying off, especially if he gets lifted. But the Rubik blinks the wrong way. He'll pounce and packed out. So Ark, at the very least, is going to survive, but I think at this point, the game is going to rely on Goomba throwing away their advantage for DT to get back into it.
It was probably like a reactionary blink. It's like, oh, I'm getting chumped, I have to escape. So I think that's like the normal thing as well. Plus, if you're a Rubik, it's like, I'm not going to take on a Slark, is the normal mentality there. In this game, of course, in this situation, he may have even done so. His team was also close enough. But Dark Pact, I do believe, was also activated mid-air by the Slark, so may not even have mattered. But Goomba, what's the lead that they have numerically? Oh, wow. So they have more than 1k per minute in net worth. XP, well, it's less, but it's still a 12,000 lead.
Yeah, it's a really hard game. Really hard game. If it's even able to be come back from. At the moment, DT's only safe areas to farm are in about this area for the Shadow Fiend. And he will be able to get some gold from that, but not near enough. Enchantress is actually going to go for a mechanism. And I think this kind of tells the story of this game. She went for the Midas first, and then is just going to go for the all-in, I'm going to push now item in the mech. They lose their Vengeful Spirit over the sidelines to the Clockwork, and Chill, whenever he finds one of his supports alone, they can take him. They're going to go for Roshan, taking the safe play because they can. Goomba really are under no pressure.
It's probably something that they're not going to be under in this game at all. I'm a little bit afraid, at least, especially now that they're going for Roshan. Gonna do it. Well, it's not the fastest one just because they don't have any minus armor, nor do they have like a massive amount of physical damage on their own yet. But Roshan, it's gonna go down eventually, and over yet they don't even dare pretty much leave their base.
Yeah, they can't. They're so clumped up because they have to be. There's an SNY now up on the gyrocopter and an Aegis of the Immortal. Goomba can probably just go for a high ground push. If at the very least they don't find a fight, they'll find Parix. there's a mechanism up for the Darkseer, and that helps a lot. Don't get me wrong, but with the mechanism up for the Enchantress, it's not an advantage they have, it's just them attempting to get even.
And it looks like with the Aegis, it's probably gonna be Goomba forcing the issue at the moment. It's just Darkseer doesn't even have max vacuum wall. At least the duration is long, so that's nice, but the damage probably of it isn't gonna be that massive. Level 3 into Nature's Attendance plus a mech is easily gonna negate that.
There's a Shadow Blade on Slark as well, so maybe the dream fight for DT is going to come out as they potentially are going to jump in the backlines. Iron Shield Slark is doing some damage. He's being really cheeky. He's going to go straight for EE. The Rubik is going to be dropped low. Even with the mechanism heal, won't fall. They lose their Darkseer on the backlines, and Chill is still sitting on the front lines like a menace. They'll end up taking a Witch Doctor Death Ward, but that hardly dents the Gyrocopter's HP pool. There's a missile flying into Lolek, and then that is going to connect and do a decent chunk of damage, although it is only level 3. It's still enough to keep him under his tier 4 as they commit for the melee barracks because they can. DT do not have anything left to fight with. They needed a Vacuum Requiem.
Yeah, they're just not gonna get that, but they might get another Initiation Arc. Trying to go for it, there is no vision. Only a Dire Sentry at the moment, but the Aegis is still there, and Slark, he might get like 1 kill from the back lines as, oh, Black Cannon got himself a kill. Racks are going down, and well, with these racks, I think kind of Doverie's hopes to even like have a chance in this game are going down with it.
The good news for them, they do not get eliminated from the tournament with this game. They still have another best of 3 to play, and if they can win that one and another best of 3 after the fact, they can go ahead and actually get to the finals, which is, or get on their road to the finals, which is cool and all, but this game is looking completely over, which is unfortunate. I think with their full 5-man roster, they would have had a better chance. I hate to knock stand-ins, but it does change the team chemistry quite a bit. And well, they're going to find Orbit, jump in for the Requiem. Lolek is going to get silenced out of it and is going to end up going down even with the swap, and GG, well played.
Yeah, I really think it wasn't only the stand-in, it's also the way they lost game number 1. It's like, yes, we're winning, oh crap, we lost. Plus then having to have those issues here as well, definitely kind of a blow for them. But like you said, they're not out yet. But we are done for the day. We will have more games tomorrow starting at 16 CEST with Basically Unknown versus NL, as well as 19 CEST. Plus you will be going on the Yardfest channel for a game that is going to be for ASC versus Moscow 5, so another great one for that, 19 CEST tomorrow. But like I said, for today we're done, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed, and if you did, check us out on HeflaTV. It's HeflaTV on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also find us personally on @Couchor and @GrandisV. And Grandis, any last words?
Nope, thanks for watching, and GG to both teams.
Indeed. So Goomba, they advance to the next round, but they still have one more best of 3 to win if they want to get to the playoffs. But just a few songs now to finish the stream. And of course, as always, huge shout out to the sponsors as well. Plantronics, eBattle, Tesoro, Hitbox, Aces, of course, the main sponsor of it, as well as Silicon Power, man. Lots of sponsors, but thanks to them, we have a huge prize pool. Plus, not only this is kind of a intermission kind of thing, because they wanted to do a huge league with 50 to 100,000 prize pool, but since all the teams are so booked, they went for a smaller kind of thing for tier 2, so-called tier 2 teams. But they're gonna have a league in the second half of the year as well, so more stuff coming for sure in the future. But for now, guys, just a few songs, and have a good one.